What if the difference between an ordinary life and an extraordinary one came down to a handful of daily actions? Every day, people around the world perform thousands of small actions, most of them unconsciously, driven by habit rather than intention. These habitual behaviors might seem insignificant in the moment, but when compounded over time, they create vastly different outcomes, either enhancing or diminishing life quality. According to research by Wendy Wood and colleagues published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, approximately 40 to 45% of our daily behaviors are repeated regularly in the same context, making them largely automatic. Research published by Philip Alali and colleagues in the European Journal of Social Psychology, 2010, titled "How Are Habits Formed? Modeling Habit Formation in the Real World," found that habits typically take anywhere from 18 to 254 days to form, with 66 days being the average time needed for a new behavior to become automatic. This means that with sustained effort, new positive behaviors can become as effortless as brushing teeth. What's fascinating is that transformation rarely happens through singular dramatic changes. Rather, it's the result of small, consistent actions performed daily. As James Clear explores in his book, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones, small improvements of just 1% each day can yield remarkable results when compounded over time. Today's exploration examines 6 evidence-backed habits that have the potential to fundamentally improve physical health, enhance mental well-being, sharpen cognitive abilities, and elevate overall life satisfaction. These aren't quick fixes or trendy life hacks. They're sustainable practices validated by decades of scientific research that create lasting, positive change. The habits we'll explore today include regular physical activity, quality sleep, mindfulness practice, continuous learning, social connection, and nutritional intelligence. When implemented consistently, these habits work synergistically to create profound positive changes in how people think, feel, and experience life, transforming ordinary existence into extraordinary living. Habit 1. Regular physical activity. The first transformative habit is regular physical movement. The World Health Organization's physical activity guidelines recommend a minimum of 150 minutes of moderate intensity or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity weekly, along with muscle strengthening activities at least twice weekly for optimal health benefits. Exercise doesn't necessarily mean intense gym sessions. Moving the body through walking, dancing, gardening, or any enjoyable activity counts. The key is consistency rather than intensity, especially when beginning. Research from Harvard Medical School demonstrates that physical activity can boost memory and thinking through several mechanisms, reducing inflammation, improving insulin resistance, and promoting the growth of new blood vessels and cells in the brain. Regular exercise triggers the release of growth factors, chemicals that affect brain cell health, new blood vessel growth, and overall brain health. Multiple studies summarized by the American Psychological Association show that regular physical activity significantly decreases symptoms of depression and anxiety. This occurs through multiple mechanisms: increased body temperature that may create calming effects, reduced levels of immune system chemicals that can worsen depression, and the release of endorphins that naturally elevate mood. The implementation strategy that proves most effective isn't setting ambitious goals, but rather starting with just 5 to 10 minutes daily. Research shows that the habit is more likely to stick when the initial commitment feels almost too easy to skip. For those struggling to maintain consistency, behavioral scientists recommend habit stacking, attaching the new behavior to an existing habit, such as doing squats while brushing teeth or walking immediately after morning coffee. Physical movement serves as a keystone habit that triggers positive chain reactions throughout the day, elevating all aspects of life. According to research published in Exercise and Sports Science Reviews, regular physical activity can improve sleep quality, reduce perceived stress, enhance cognitive function, and stabilize energy levels throughout the day. This creates a virtuous cycle where one positive habit reinforces another, progressively building a better quality of life that would be impossible without movement. Habit 2. Quality sleep. The second transformative habit is prioritizing sleep quality. The National Sleep Foundation's Sleep in America poll and their subsequent sleep recommendations emphasize that adults typically need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep nightly. During sleep, the brain consolidates memories, clears metabolic waste products, and repairs cells, while the body releases growth hormone and repairs tissues. Research published in the journal Sleep has found that chronic sleep deprivation is associated with increased risk of cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and mood disorders. Conversely, consistent quality sleep correlates with better immune function, cognitive performance, and overall health outcomes. Creating an environment conducive to quality sleep involves several evidence-based strategies. Keeping the bedroom cool, between 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Completely dark, quiet, and free from electronic devices. The blue light emitted from screens can disrupt melatonin production, the hormone that regulates sleep cycles. Sleep researchers at Stanford University's Sleep Medicine Center have found that maintaining consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends, is one of the most powerful ways to improve sleep quality. This consistency helps regulate the body's internal clock. Establishing a calming pre-sleep routine signals to the brain that it's time to wind down. Activities like reading physical books, gentle stretching, or taking a warm bath approximately 90 minutes before bedtime have been proven effective. The slight drop in body temperature after a warm bath mimics the natural temperature drop that occurs when falling asleep. For those struggling with sleep quality, keeping a sleep journal to identify patterns and triggers can lead to personalized solutions. Common disruptors include caffeine consumption in the afternoon or evening, alcohol, which can fragment sleep cycles, and late, heavy meals that tax digestion. Quality sleep acts as a force multiplier for all other healthy habits. With adequate rest, willpower increases, emotional regulation improves, learning accelerates, and physical recovery optimizes. Sleep isn't merely rest. It's an active biological process that enables peak human functioning. Habit 3. Mindfulness practice. The third transformative habit is regular mindfulness practice. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Research from Harvard Medical School has shown that consistent mindfulness practice is associated with measurable changes in brain regions involved with memory, self-awareness, and the regulation of emotions. One of mindfulness's most powerful benefits is creating distance between thoughts and identity. As people develop the ability to observe thoughts without being controlled by them, stress reactivity decreases. Studies compiled by the American Psychological Association indicate that regular mindfulness practitioners show significant reductions in psychological distress over time. Contrary to popular belief, mindfulness doesn't require long meditation sessions. Research from the University of Oxford Mindfulness Centre shows that even brief practices can be effective when done consistently. Simple techniques include focusing on breath for 2 to 3 minutes, conducting a body scan to notice sensations, practicing mindful walking, or eating one meal daily with full attention. Neuroscience research published in scientific journals demonstrates that regular mindfulness practice is associated with strengthening of the prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive function, while potentially reducing reactivity in the amygdala, the brain's alarm system. This may result in improved decision-making and reduced emotional reactivity. Implementation science suggests starting with just 2 to 3 minutes daily and gradually building up. The most successful approach is integrating brief moments of mindfulness throughout the day, rather than seeing it as one more task to complete. For sustainable practice, look for mindfulness triggers throughout the day, such as red traffic lights, notifications, or waiting in line, that can serve as reminders to take 3 conscious breaths and return to the present moment. This approach distributes the practice throughout the day. Over time, regular mindfulness cultivates meta-awareness, the ability to observe patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior with clarity. This expanded awareness allows for more conscious choices rather than automatic reactions, creating freedom from ingrained patterns that may not serve well-being. Habit 4. Continuous learning. The 4th transformative habit is continuous learning. Research from the Global Council on Brain Health 2023 shows that ongoing intellectual engagement creates cognitive reserve, the brain's resilience against age-related decline. A learning-oriented lifestyle strengthens neural connections, building cognitive capacity that serves as protection against dementia and cognitive impairment. Learning takes many forms beyond formal education. According to research from Stanford University's Center on Longevity 2022, the most effective approach combines multiple modalities: reading, hands-on practice, discussion with others, teaching concepts, and application to real-world situations. Structuring learning into daily life requires intentional allocation of time. Studies show that shorter, more frequent learning sessions, 20 to 30 minutes daily, produce better long-term results than occasional intensive efforts. The consistency creates neural pathways that strengthen over time. The process of learning itself builds resilience. According to Carol Dweck's research on growth mindset at Stanford University 2022, embracing the challenges and inevitable frustrations of learning new skills builds persistence that transfers to other areas of life. When we routinely push past the discomfort of not knowing, we develop greater tolerance for uncertainty. Diverse types of learning stimulate different brain regions. UCLA's Brain Research Institute 2023 recommends periodically changing learning domains, alternating between verbal, spatial, analytical, and creative skills to develop comprehensive cognitive fitness. The social dimension of learning enhances retention and application. Research from the Harvard Graduate School of Education 2022 found that explaining concepts to others improves understanding by 90% compared to passive consumption of information. Teaching others requires clarifying thinking and identifying gaps in understanding. Beyond cognitive benefits, continuous learning transforms identity and possibilities. Those who embrace lifelong learning develop greater adaptability to change, more diverse social connections, and increased self-efficacy, the belief in one's ability to accomplish goals. As the pace of change accelerates globally, learning agility becomes an essential life skill. Habit 5. Nurturing social connections. The fifth transformative habit is nurturing meaningful social connections. Harvard's landmark 85-year study of adult development, 2024, concludes that the quality of relationships is the strongest predictor of both happiness and health outcomes. Outweighing genetics, wealth, IQ, or professional success, close relationships appear to protect people from life's difficulties and slow cognitive and physical decline. From a biological perspective, positive social connections trigger the release of oxytocin, which reduces the stress hormone cortisol while boosting immune function. The American Heart Association, 2023, reports that strong social ties correlate with a 50% increased likelihood of longevity and significantly reduced risk of heart disease. Not all social connections provide equal benefits. According to research from the University of Michigan's Relationships and Wellbeing Lab, 2022, what matters most is having a few high-quality relationships characterized by trust, understanding, and mutual support. These relationships serve as emotional anchors during life transitions and challenges. Building connection requires intentional time allocation in an increasingly busy world. Successful strategies include establishing regular rituals, such as weekly friend meetups, daily family meals without devices, or monthly community involvement that ensure relationships receive consistent attention. The quality of attention given to others dramatically affects connection. Research from the Gottman Institute, 2023, identifies active listening, giving full attention, asking curious questions, and reflecting understanding as the foundation of meaningful relationships. This skill alone can transform superficial interactions into significant connections. Vulnerability, sharing authentic thoughts, feelings, and experiences creates the conditions for genuine connection. According to research by Dr. Brené Brown at the University of Houston, 2023, appropriate vulnerability builds trust and intimacy when practiced with discernment in relationships with established boundaries. The benefits of strong connections extend beyond individual well-being to create community resilience. As people cultivate quality relationships, these positive patterns tend to spread through social networks, creating collective well-being. In essence, nurturing connections becomes a contribution not just to personal health, but to community flourishing. Habit 6. Nutritional intelligence. The final transformative habit is developing nutritional intelligence. According to Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, 2023, what we eat affects every aspect of physical and mental functioning, from cellular repair to hormone regulation, immune response, and even brain chemistry. While nutrition science continues to evolve, certain principles have remained consistent across decades of research. The American Heart Association, World Health Organization, and Harvard Medical School 2023 all emphasize diets rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, with moderate amounts of lean protein. One of the most significant recent discoveries is the brain-gut connection. Research from the UCLA Microbiome Center, 2023, demonstrates that the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in the digestive system, directly influences brain function, mood, and cognitive performance through constant biochemical communication. Nutritional approaches that prioritize whole, minimally processed foods provide the full spectrum of nutrients needed for optimal functioning. The Mayo Clinic 2023 emphasizes that these foods contain not just essential vitamins and minerals, but thousands of beneficial plant compounds, phytonutrients, that work synergistically in ways isolated supplements cannot replicate. Implementing better nutrition doesn't require complexity. Research on behavior change from Cornell University's Food and Brand Lab 2022 shows that simple strategies like preparing meals in advance, keeping nutrient-dense foods visible and accessible, and gradually replacing less nutritious options leads to sustainable change. Equally important to what we eat is how we eat. Studies from the Center for Mindful Eating 2023 demonstrate that eating slowly and with attention to hunger and fullness cues improves digestion, reduces overconsumption, and enhances satisfaction with meals. Conclusion: these 6 evidence-based habits — regular movement, quality sleep, mindfulness practice, continuous learning, social connection, and nutritional intelligence — work synergistically to elevate physical health, enhance mental well-being, and transform life from ordinary to extraordinary. The most powerful approach isn't implementing them all at once, but rather starting with one habit that feels most accessible or appealing. As behavior science confirms, success with one positive habit increases both confidence and capacity to adopt others, creating an upward spiral of improvement. The life-enhancing power lies not in perfection, but in consistency. Small, positive actions repeated daily that compound over time. Neuroscience shows that every repetition of a beneficial habit strengthens neural pathways until the better behavior becomes the new default, making improvement automatic rather than effortful. This science of habit formation offers profound hope. Through intentional daily choices, life trajectory can be gradually but fundamentally altered for the better. Today's small positive actions build tomorrow's exceptional quality of life. Which habit will you begin with to transform your life for the better? Every answer leads to more questions, and that's the beauty of learning. Subscribe for more mind-expanding ideas, and let's keep exploring together.